Welcome everyone to episode 49 of the Video Game Book Club. I'm Tubby Mora, and today I'm joined by Noxo and Tailman. Say hello, everyone.
What is up,
Hey,
everyone?
what's up?
Hey,
What up, Rocket Stone? So this time around, this time around, we are going to be focusing on Deep Rock Galactic, which was developed by Ghost Ship Games, published by Coffee Stain Publishing, and was originally released on May 13th, 2020 for Xbox One and PC. On Deep Rock Galactic's official Steam page, it reads, quote, Deep Rock Galactic is a 1 to 4 player co-op FPS featuring badass space dwarves, 100% destructible environments, procedurally generated caves, and endless hordes of alien monsters. But that's how the website describes the game. How would everyone here describe the game? And the order of presenting will be Tabimora, Tailman, and then Nakuso. And please be advised, there may be spoilers ahead. And with that said, let's get started. Question 1. Describe the game in one sentence. Right, my fellow dwarves. Dwarven Nakuso, Dwarven Tailman.
Get in my gut.
I have prepared a Dwarven haiku, 575 syllables. Please raise your drinks up high for a toast.
I got my drink right here, baby.
Got your drink? All right, here's my haiku.
I might drink. I would drink.
All right, raise it high, pinky up, let's go. So here we go. Here's my haiku. I'm about to spit.
We're dwarves, not elves. What do you mean? No pinky.
All right, count it out. A toast for coral.
Oh.
Rock and stone until we bone. Teamwork and beer. Cheers, lads. Well, mine's the lads, but you know, it's 575. Still counts.
You're good. Cheers, baby.
That's my little haiku. Rock and stone. All right.
Rock and stone.
All right, tell me, man, what you got?
What do you need, my man? It's all simple. Rock and stone for Carl. That's it.
Rock and stone.
All we do. Everything else is relevant. Rock and stone for Carl.
Oh
That's
my
it.
god.
Ooh.
All right, what about you? So,
For me, it's easy. If you don't rock and stone, you ain't coming home.
yeah, rock and stone.
That's it, baby. Woo.
That's literally just how we're just gonna describe it. Rock and stone. If you know, you know. You know? Okay. Question 2. What platform did you play the game on? And briefly describe your play style towards the game. So upon sending in my resume to Deep Rock Galactic, I was accepted by management and my coworkers. I played as the dedicated gunner for PC on Steam specifically. Now, I wouldn't say like I was the best at my job all the time. I did make mistakes, but I knew how to handle my oversized guns, waste all my deployable shields, and most importantly, shove zip lines into every cave's butt crack crevice. And by the end of my career at Deep Rock Galactic, we were able to consistently beat Hazard 4, sometimes went on Hazard 5. A lot of tears, a lot of crying, but it's okay. Weapon-wise, I was rolling with the Hurricane-guided rocket system as my primary, the Arms Core coil gun as my secondary, and of course, I went for distance on my zipline launcher and size and duration for the shield generator. In this case, size does matter. So for my playstyle, I played aggressively defensive, holding down the fort, killing anything and everything that came near my fellow dwarves, and always staying ever vigilant with that shield generator in hand. I was always ready to pick up my boy Tailman, aka the Driller, aka our getaway driver. Whenever he went down, I made it my priority to save my boy, because we were taught to never leave any dwarf behind, and I stand by my beard to enforce that rule, and I will always lend a hand to my fellow dwarves. Rock and stone. Yeah. Rock and stone. All right, what you tell, man?
Oh my gosh! All right. So we played this game initially on Xbox Game Pass, but then when it came to Steam, that's where we played it for the rest of the time. And I played as he mentioned, I played as the Driller, the getaway driver, and my play style was kind of like the wild card. Really, yeah, I don't know what I was doing, and they sure didn't. But when times were looking kind of bad, I was able to clutch with the good old Iron Will and Insta Revive and Vampire.
That's true.
That saved us quite a few games sometimes. My main weapons, we'll see, they're not really ranged weapons. They're kind of like up close and personal type deals. So I had 3 to choose from, but if there's one I had to choose one, primarily that I used a lot, was definitely the cryo cannon. That thing saved us.
Dude, hell
it saved us when we needed it, especially when they had that stupid infestation with the exploders, the crowd cannon just cancels them. It deletes them like instantly. It's good stuff. And the crowd cannon is also good for freezing him to slow him down. So that was my main one. The crowd cannon, I focused more on freezing time and damage. So it didn't have a lot of ammo or reserve, but when you froze an enemy, it was quick, and I made sure it had the shatter ability. My secondary was definitely the Sabata 120 for the longest time until pretty much we were finished. I decided to go for the other weapons, and quickly I feel like the Sabata was just basically my precision gun. That was my only way of doing long range damage. That's why sometimes they'll see me trying to face plant the freaking the warden, the caretaker with my C4. That's all I had. So Sabata with accuracy. That was mainly it. And then my satchel charges was actually doing more harm to us at times than good. But when we needed it, it worked. It worked well.
Hey, your heart was in the right place.
Yeah, the memes were kind of true on that one though. And then, of course, my preferred throwables were either the throwing axe for the vampire perk or the gas that damages them. That was really good. And yeah, I think that's all my weapons for my playstyle. I was more like the wild card live bait type dude. I was just drawing aggro and then paying for it later. At least trying to.
I got you.
Yeah, that was my playstyle. So yeah, next.
All right, so I played by myself on
What team?
I played with the boys, and I used my Corsair keyboard and mouse and a Razer Death Adder V2. Not sponsored, by the way.
Love that mouse. Same one.
Yeah, for the gameplay. Yeah, it was great. I played mainly the scout class. I think I messed around with the engineer for like a mission, like near the start of the game. I also did fool around with the solo content to see how it was, and it's pretty fun. I mean, like Bosco, that's the robot that you use for solo missions. It's really useful. Like initially, you have 2 reses. You can always upgrade the reses to be like 4 or more. The robot's also awesome in combat or mining. This robot's kind of broken because robot like flies around. You can order it to mine while you fight. And it also gathers like alien eggs or aqua arcs, the blue crystals. So like literally can just carry it for you. So it's like super nice. And also you can like upgrade the other combat abilities, the ability to give it rockets and stuff. So that was like all fun, and the solo content obviously a lot easier.
You get a drone? Something? You get a drone in solo?
Yeah, you get a drone.
Oh, that's cool. At least you got. I thought. That's actually good to know. Actually, you have a little.
It makes sense. It's actually nice that they thought about that. And also, like the combat, it was like so much easier because I just like wanted to see like how is this solo play?
See how bad are my teammates?
Yeah, I played a few missions and it's like so much easier. Like enemies die a lot quicker. They're slower.
Yeah,
and I mean, Bosco, you can't like get damaged or go down. So as long as you play carefully, it's pretty hard to like fail a mission. And I played like mostly on mission 4 in solo play. So that gives you a good idea of how easy it was compared to playing with 3 or more people. And additionally, playing with the scout, most of my weapons that I mostly went through all the weapons initially to see what I liked. I finally settled on the M1000 and the Bulk Shark, which is like the crossbow. Nice. And I jumped around between that and a shotgun. So it's like both are like really useful. The Nuke 17, which were like the dual pistols, I didn't use a lot. They weren't that strong, and I like read online that you really need like overclocks to like make it like really good. And unfortunately, the overclocks are like things that we got during like the last couple of sessions, so I didn't really get to use it like that much at its full power, but it was still useful for like certain missions, just not like when you're fighting really strong bosses or anything, because the damage is like really weak. It has a lot of ammo though.
Okay.
And overall though, pheromone canister, that's the one I used the most
clutch
near the start. And then the stun sweeper, which were like it's like a boomerang. It's the one I use like 80% for the rest of the game. So it was awesome playing with the boys. It was way more fun playing with you guys, obviously, than solo. And I think this game is just it's just like exponentially more fun when you play in a group. You know, especially with all this dumb stuff that happens on missions.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
The dwarven boys.
That was my experience.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to question 3. Question 3. What are 2 things you like about the game? And we will be alternating for this one. I mean, we got to go with the obvious thing. Alcohol, my boys. The drinking mechanic. Oh my God. Freaking
it's actually clever if you think about it.
Yeah, like the only time I've ever seen something where you have to like eat or drink prior to a mission is Monster Hunter. I know, Tailman, I know you never played that game, but I'm sure you would love it if you like played with us. You squatted up with us, you'd be our gunner. But no, I freaking love the way they implemented the drink system in this game. Of course, you know, you have the drinks that actually give you buffs, give you proper upgrades, whether it be health, damage fall reduction. Maybe you can mine some extra Morkite, but they even went as far as just making drinks that were just plain stupid. Like there was no point in them at all. Like exploding farts, being teleported into space, literally just immediately drunk, get passed out. It's just, they didn't have to do it like that. But my God, I'm so glad they did. Because that was honestly like some of the best parts about the game too. Just like seeing what stupid drink you would order next, like which one you would unlock next. And it was just so much fun. It's like so much care and it's just very creative. I freaking love
really
the drinking
like a
mechanic.
video game.
Yeah, it really feels like you're getting blackout drunk with your fellow dwarves while dancing and doing Gangnam Style to a country, copyright-free country music. You know. So, I loved it. Drink mechanic. That's one thing I like about the game. Passing the mic to you, Tail Man.
Oh man, if there's one thing I liked about this game, I figured I might as well mention it now before someone else takes it. But I freaking love the community in this game. Like, just in general, like I played a lot of public, multiplayer games just to catch up when I was gone for a few days, and Tubby and Nakaso were above me for a bit, and I needed to get all my stuff in time. So I played a lot of random games, and I was always nervous because you know how sometimes random games can have like a very, I guess, sort of toxic type of environment and all that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I was really worried, but all of my interactions online with random players have like just been the best. Like none of them like berate you for any reason. None of them. What's it called? Like, none of them judge you. It's like, you can have a whole team full of, like, 3 gunners and a scout. They'll make it work. What the frick? Like, they don't care what you go in at. It's like, I've seen some absurdly, like, ineffective, you would think, you know, team comps. And I kid you not, I was on a team comp with, like, 2 gunners and, like, 1 scout. And then I was a driller, and that worked somehow. But there it is. So...
Oh my God.
They don't care, and it's like everyone just vibes with each other. Like if you make a mistake, they're like, "Oh well," you know. They don't get mad. It's so surreal because I was always afraid to play online, but after that, I was like, "Dang, I can't wait to play online again." So
yeah,
I don't know how they did
very
it, but they managed to make Deep Rock Galactic really
I heard online that
and then when someone did kick me for whatever reason, it was because it was actually meant to be a private game, but they didn't know how to do it at the time.
Oh, I have reasons. I have reasons.
It was a private game. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then they kicked me. So, but you know, even getting kicked was a very nice experience. I'm like, shoot, I can't complain. Dude, I don't know. I was just really happy. The online community was really chill and laid back, and it's very rare to see, especially on a multiplayer game like Deep Rock. You know, since it's, I guess it's PvE, but still, I don't know. I really like the online community. It's very
like. Remember when was that one guy who joined randomly?
No,
Drazen,
elitism or anything like that, or
yeah, the Drazen dude. Remember who like randomly joined us? He was like super high level when we were first starting.
Yeah.
Like he was like, you know, he was giving us tips, but he was like hella patient.
No, exactly. That's why.
Like,
that's what I like. Yeah, apparently there's terms for that. There's the green beards and then the gray beards. And
the green beards and the gray beards.
Yeah, green beards are like those who are learning the game and all that.
Yeah.
The Graybeards are like the ones who've like done, at least one promotion, played the game for a
They
while.
survived hell and came back. They're
Like
aging.
I actually learned some tips from them. Like it's not really worth the time to mine every single piece of mineral. Just get the basic bulk, because the ones that you get, like the little tidbits, don't even bother. It's like barely even enough to make one. So they just get the general bulk, and it turns out that's it's actually a thing. And then apparently when you want to mine, instead of holding it, you kind of time it, and you mine faster than if you're just to click and hold. Just a little.
Really?
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
That would have been
time
good
it.
to know.
Oh yeah, you have to time it just right to where you hit it, but then you let go and then do it again. So you have to like click it in a certain rhythm instead of just holding it. And I noticed that I was mining faster. So it was so many neat tips to see and like different ways to play. And the objectives do make you. That's a different point. Someone may amend it, but no. But before I get distracted, the freaking online community was just the best. No toxicity whatsoever, and I made some really stupid mistakes, and they're like, that's fine. That's cool. So, it's just like, it was nice to be, play an online game without any fear of being, berated and all that. Everyone was always helpful, even for like really new players, we're just making all these mistakes. No one was just like, cool. They just, helped them out. And it was like a nice uplifting experience, just playing a game with hardly any gatekeeping or like, you need this build. You need this or that. Like, screw it. I saw a public game where it was all just gunners. I'm like, yo, was that 4 Tubbies playing the same game with them?
Hell yeah.
No, seriously, and they were playing on like Hazard 4 and stuff. And like,
good. My fellow
nice.
dwarves.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, one thing I liked, freaking the online community is like the best I've seen in so long, and very refreshing. And I can't wait to go back into it when I get the chance. So. Yeah, next.
So one thing I liked about the game is the mission variety. When I first started, I didn't expect to have these different mutators, like regenerating bugs. Remember the haunted cave with that ghost sniffet?
It was great. Love it.
Then extra materials, low oxygen. The infamous, which I think we did once, is the lithophage outbreak.
No, the lithophage. Good God.
And like just the lethal enemies, just like so many different mutators and ways to play. And that's just the mutator side. You have the drill dozer, collecting alien eggs, mining morkite, liquid morkite, refinery. This is like so many different missions and like different like enemies on those missions. I was just surprised because that like coupled with the regenerative just the different environments that you encounter, different planets. You don't know what's going to happen each time. It's like always a different experience. And this is like the chaos that happens when there's like some really weird, like every time we have like a meme when we were playing where like the boots, anytime you receive the hover boots, the mission was about to be.
That's how you didn't know it's gonna be like a bad boss coming up. Like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah. Oh god.
It's funny.
God dang.
I just like love the different things that you run into and just different ways to play. And I never got bored. And like even after we finished our last play session, I still want to play. Like sometimes I still want to play that game, with you guys. Just like randomly sometimes. So it did a great job in keeping my interest and not getting bored. And this is also when I was playing solo. Like sometimes when I was playing solo, I was just chilling out, listening to like YouTube videos or podcasts, and it was oddly like relaxing. So
it was, because you can actually play. The game, even though it has sound cues, it's not as prominent, and you don't really need it. And I was doing the same thing, just watching someone's video or a podcast while playing the game, and it was just very nice and enjoyable to play. Like even if you're like playing on the hardest difficulties, it's not too hard to where you got to focus everything. You can still.
I want to say that.
Well, I mean,
I'm saying you're right. You guys are right.
I want to say that.
I never played on Hazard 5, so I wouldn't know.
Even Hazard 4, you need to also be paying attention still.
Maybe that's on Hazard 5.
Yeah, we played on Hazard 5.
Didn't you die? We almost completed it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it for me in terms of like mission variety and what I liked.
Okay. All right. My second thing I like about the game, I love the way and their approach that they took when it comes to each of the different classes and all the different play styles. Again, I only played the gunner, so I don't know the ins and outs and the specifications of every class, like because I primarily played the gunner. But from what I could tell, from what I could gather, each of the class has a very unique playstyle, and they all are very useful and they are very good at what they do. However, what makes this game great is while it would be nice to have freaking gunner, driller, every single class type, kind of like what Tailman was saying earlier, you don't necessarily need every single class type. You can make it work. I mean, we pretty much hit endgame in Deep Rock Galactic without even an engineer.
Right?
We didn't have
like
the benefits of platforms or
because
the
I sort
turret.
of just built my way to what we needed, and that I like how you don't need it exactly, but it is helpful, but it's not required.
Exactly.
Like you don't need like a certain team weapon comp, meta for every game. You can just go on like with the box standard pistol and starter, and you can still do the job. Pretty adequately.
So,
that's why I like. Yeah.
And you might not have every single there. Of course, there will be times when a level is so super scuffed and auto generated in a way that it makes it incredibly difficult if you don't have a specific class. AKA when Tailman wasn't there and we needed a driller to get to the vertically challenged levels.
Was it that bad?
Yeah, there were situations, but Nakaso and I, we made it work using zip lines and just communication. Pretty much we were able to get to work. But that's the beauty of this game. It's like you feel very useful with what your class is, but they designed it in a way where it's not required, and I really respect that in their approach to game design. I freaking love it.
And it takes a lot of work to like make that work. That's a monumental task to make it work and have it all balanced as it is.
Yes, exactly. And it's great. I love their class system in this game.
It's every class is viable on its own, which is, and I mean there's some weaknesses, sure, but it's not enough to make you feel like, man, I really gotta go get this class leveled up. You can still do every mission regardless, with every class. Some might be harder or easier than others, but it's all very viable, which is nice.
Yeah, and honestly, one of my fears of going into this game was like, oh shoot, as we approach endgame, are we gonna regret not having a dedicated engineer? And surely enough, no, that wasn't the case. It all worked out in the end.
I thought I was gonna have to like mix.
Yeah, I remember you were like, you always like hopping back and forth. Especially when we first started, because I know in your mind you were thinking, man, I think we really need an engineer for this specific like mission type. But then as we prayed more, and you got more comfortable with your class, it's like, F it. I love drilling. I'm gonna be a driller. I don't care what level it is.
It has a flamethrower, man.
Exactly. So again, kudos to them. They're well done with the class system. And then Tailman, what about you? What's your second thing you like?
I think, of all things I was not expecting in a game like this, but I really like the weapon variety. I don't know why, but the weapons are just so out there. They're very believable for a game like this. You wouldn't expect like this game to have like a really good like solid amount of weapons and weaponry that you need to use for like these missions, but somehow the weapons are just very satisfying to use for no good reason. Like when I was doing a mission where I had to play like the gunner or the scout for like extra points on your battle pass. So much about mention that. But for the battle pass, play as engineer or gunner or something. I tried gunner for the first time. Oh my gosh, dude! I get why you like gunner so much. It's so that sound for the minigun when it fires, it is so good. What is this so good? Just hearing that thing go. And you're just mowing down all these spiders like, yo! I get the hype, man, and then using the shield to bring it up, I get it.
Oh, the zip lines, man. The zip lines is the bread and butter of the gunner. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and I tried using the other weapons, so like the scout and the of course the engineer. They're all just very good. They sound so nice, and they actually feel like they have some punch to them. It's when you shoot and all that. And then I like how when you I believe when you modify the guns. I'm not sure if it shows any visual modifications, but I think it sounds a little. Oh, okay, yeah. I felt like it sounded different too at times, which is a nice touch for some certain mods. You know, when you from the Sabata, when you get like the double tap, it sounds different than if it was just a basic pistol. And I like that touch that they added into it, and just the weapons are so well thought out and good. They actually make sense for in the context of the class, and I honestly couldn't see another dwarf using that particular weapon if that makes any sense. It just somehow fits that particular dwarf class, you know. In my case, the driller would have the up close, stuff, except for like maybe one range. The gunner has all the range, but utilitarian. The scout has more of like the exploratory stuff, and of course the weapons sort of match it. They're always the weapons are nimble and like on the go type deals for the scout. The gunner is like the heavy. It makes I don't know. I just love the weapon design so much in this game. They're so good. I actually want to make one of the guns for the game.
Oh, here we go. Do it. Want to see? Excited.
I'm gonna make the pickaxe. That's if I don't make that, that's a crime.
Oh, I mean that's a classic. Gotta start with that first.
Yeah. So that's my favorite thing. Yeah, there's the weapon design and everything. So and the modifications you can do to it just changes everything up. So yeah, next.
Okay.
So the second thing I really enjoyed is the hub world. I like me a good hub world. Got some Monster Hunter hub worlds in here. You got some Street Fighter 6 hub worlds. It's kind of weird to say. And it's just so dumb. You're playing Flappy Boot.
I know.
Who gets the highest score? Like, right? Like, why? You don't even have to do that because the game is already good, but it just has extra stuff in it. Yeah, kicking a barrel into a goal. Who can get the highest score? And it keeps track of like all the dwarves in the actual game.
It does.
I mean, yeah, playing soccer, which is like a hidden game that you can just find like underground in the base.
Yep, and then when you set it up, it works so well.
Yeah, that's like upgrading, customizing your character, like with
jukebox. Can't forget the jukebox.
Yeah, the dancing, man.
The dancing,
non-copyright music.
And then like the fact that you can actually explore the place and you can find like little secrets like the low gravity testing calibration, the jet boots, just like those little touches in the memorial hall. It's just those little touches that make this place feel like it's alive, and
it's great, right? And then you have your missions, and then you have like the ability to just like go into the sick bay, tap on the glass.
Oh my god. And the rooms? All the dwarves' rooms are different too?
Oh yeah, I like how their personalities are in the room. I like how I think Tubby's the gunner is like it's the neatest, and like Tubman's has like food laying out.
Which is scary because that's almost like what my room looks like IRL. I'm like, hey, okay, this game is the same as attacking me.
It's calling me out.
It is.
Yeah, it's great. The hub world, definitely would like to see a lot more of those in like multiplayer games, especially adding that's fun stuff to do. It's like no point, but there is also a point, I guess, when you think about the end. It's just for fun, just to make it for less serious and just remind yourself that you're just playing a game, and then sometimes you're just playing with friends, and it's all just about having a good time, stress relief and all that. And surprisingly, the hub world is like one of the best ones in a multiplayer game, in my opinion. Might even be the best one.
Got him. All right, write that down. Okay. Question 4. Here we go. What are 2 things you did not like, and how would you improve it? And this is same as the previous question. We are going to be alternating back and forth. I will be the first to say, man, I wish there was an actual like some type of storyline or more voice line interactions between the dwarves. Maybe it doesn't have to be like a very linear story. Like I don't think it's really necessary. But even at going to the point of like kind of like what Left 4 Dead 2 did, where you can play the same levels over and over, but then they'll always have like different voice lines depending on like what happens. I would like some type of system like that implemented into Deep Rock Galactic, because I know as we were playing, and I know it's like a small thing, but it's just like we were finding ourselves like asking these questions like, who is Coral? Who is this rival company? How come they're only robots? How come the robots don't attack the bugs? Like we had genuine questions, and we want to know what exactly was the end game, the game plan of Deep Rock Galactic? Why were they so set on mining all those resources from this specific planet?
Why only dwarves? Where are the humans?
Yeah,
at,
why
you
only
know?
dwarves? Are there elves? Are there orcs? Like, can you imagine if they did a Deep Rock Galactic 2 and then there's an introduction of other races? Like, it's just like there's so much they could do with this world, and I feel like there's a lot of untapped potential
Or-
that they could explore. So
Maybe there's lore we just don't know of or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking, but yeah.
I mean, that was the first thing I looked up. Like, who's Carl? And then no one knew. No one knows.
There's like some lore, but it's like a lot of it's like theories or just like
Yeah.
hints in the game. There's not anything like super concrete.
Mm-hmm. And I just want more of that, especially like in the mission itself. Like we'll do a few interactions as the ship is drilling into the planet, and then we briefly say like a one-liner, two-liner to each other, and then we just don't really talk anymore. Other than when we're accidentally hitting each other. Friendly fire, by the way.
Yeah. And then when you res each other, you talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want like I know it'd be really difficult to implement and it would be a whole lot of work, but just like with the amount of variables that are in this game, different minerals we're mining, different bugs we're fighting, like I can just imagine like how more deep and engrossing the world would be if the dwarves were interacting and talking more with each other.
I think the only interactions they had when I think about it, like in game, that are probably like when you're drilling into the surface in the pod, and then probably like in the med bay if you
when you freaking die.
Yeah,
just talking trash to each other.
Mission, yeah, during the mission though, the only times that they trash talk each other is when you shoot each other. So
yeah. And I'll be the first to say I did shoot people on purpose once in a while just to hear. I want to hear what you had to say. What it was for research purposes.
Oh, you had your reasons.
Yeah, I have my reasons to kick.
Trust me, if I heard any more, it was because of me, because my weapons were all about aerial damage.
Yeah, I already got all of Tailman's voice lines down for every time he went down. Like I memorized it. But it was like it's just so funny, just like hearing them banter back and forth, and that's again, it's not a super huge deal, but I think it would go a long way.
It would help the immersion,
Yeah, with this game. So fingers crossed, maybe one day. But what about you, Tailman? What is one thing?
Oh man, I feel like the only thing, it's hard to find anything bad with this game. But then when you really think about it, there's actually a lot that I guess you don't really notice. But one thing I guess what I didn't like personally would sometimes be, I don't know, I think more of a nitpick, but sometimes they can go a little overboard with the really annoying enemies, like the Stingtail, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Or like those roly-poly-oly freaks that like knock you 100 feet into the air. Or like the occasional level design thing where, like, I guess, for example, there's that one level with the steam jets, that if you happen to step on it wrong at the wrong time, it'll launch you into the air. And then if you have low enough health, for example, you're going down. You're like, why? Just occasional annoyances, really, just in level design, or like how often the annoying enemies spawn out. But I guess makes sense in the thing. But if it happens multiple times in a row, then it really starts to get to me. But that's like one of the things I noticed is just I guess the annoying enemy tropes just kind of popping up a little more than usual, or something, like in a way,
or like the meteors, like when they spawn and how they spawn sometimes.
Yeah, the meteors I don't mind too much, but when you do hear it, you're like, okay, fine, gotta go find.
It also depends on what planet you are on. Like I looked it up. Like some planets, you could tell already if it's gonna have a lot of meteors, or like what enemies. Like certain enemies, like the detonator, it's like on a certain planet, on certain missions. So it's like I just realized, like anything that's like like sting toes are like on certain missions. So it's kind of like you just have to like be aware that they're on those missions. But it is annoying. But it is also funny when I hear the plushie doll.
You're like, oh no! We all start screaming, like trying to get to lower ground or get to close to ground as possible before you get dragged away like a horror movie. At least with Noxo, he has a hard counter. He can just zip like, yeah, right. Me and Tubby, we're screwed. We gotta drop something to fight back because there's a horde of enemies ready to like just freaking bite us to death. They're like, no! Squeak, get that squeak toy out of here. Oh my gosh. And then that's like one of my notable things is just like sometimes just those minor things, but like I said, it doesn't happen too often, so I can't really make it it's more of a nitpick than anything, but so I like it. Yeah. Next.
All right. So for me, I have I don't know if you guys have this issue, but the visibility of like materials, pets, and down teammates was
Yeah.
like annoying at
You know what?
times.
Visual clutter.
Yeah, visual clutter. So like it was difficult to see like materials on the wall or on the ground, like the yeast cones, the ebon nuts, the mod star blue crystals, or like the inner pearls. And like it even got more difficult when like you have flares, especially my flares.
Oh my god!
Since I specialize in
I
flares and my
remember.
color is blue, yeah, it's like I remember the first time it was just me and Tubby playing, like looking for the aqua arcs, and then it's like when I shoot my flare, it's like blue, and it's like on the wall, and it's like you can't tell if it's like the crystals, is that glow? It's like
oh my god, I remember that. Yeah.
Is that your flare or is that the environment?
yeah, and then it's like some walls have more than one crystal, so it's like you can't tell if that wall that you just mined is like it has another crystal under it. Because I'm where that happened before.
Yeah, it did. Oh jeez.
Yeah, and then like of course when you're down, I don't know, for me it's like hard to see because I remember it's like that mission when Temen was like on the drill dozer. It's like I could, and it's like I was like looking around like where's Temen, and it's like you had to tell me. For some reason that red glow is like hard for me to see because not only is it like blended in with like some other red stuff in the background, the only other ways you can tell is someone calls for help or if you see just a pack of like glyphids. But when it's like a lot of stuff is like happening, it's so hard to see in a moment. So I wish you could just like change the color of the glow or have like an outline, like on your characters that are down.
Yeah, or have it kind of like what's it called? Kind of like kind of Left 4 Dead, or like a little outline or something. Or I guess, but not just something to help for visual aid.
Yeah, help reinforce it.
I know there was a mod for that. Oh, I forgot to mention mods was one of the things I liked. Anyways, no, yeah, it's a little outline or something. Something you can select on or off, is up to your preference. So I don't know.
Yeah, more accessibility when it comes to like visual stuff. Because I had to install mods. The one that makes it easier to see like materials, and it's like way better because it made it like not like super easy, like blatant, but it just brightened everything a bit so you could see. Because in certain levels where it's like super dark, and it's like of course, like I have flares, and I'm using them all the time as scout, but at the same time, it's like I'm just trying to like collect other material that's not related to the mission. I don't really want to have to use my flares just for that.
Yeah.
Man. And of course, how would I improve it? One thing I would like to do is if you have the ability to adjust the colors of the flares and materials to make them easier to see. Also, the mod that I mentioned, have the materials, like a slider so you can increase the brightness of the material. Easier to see. Because I was like looking, like I had to like make sure I went to the game and I look at it, see if there was any options. There's options for like UI stuff, but in terms of like the other stuff I was talking about, it's not really anything to make it more accessible to see materials or when your teammates are down, or if you could change the color or anything like that. So yeah, unfortunately, just more accessibility options.
Yeah, I'm with
some people might be okay with like the standard red, but for me, like having like a yellow glow or something, I could just adjust, and having an outline as an option would just like help me personally.
Nah, no, I'm 100% with you, and I'm sure Tailman is too. Like a lot of those levels,
some parts I could not find you guys, and I was like, "Where are you guys at?"
Yeah,
and I was like next to you, but then there were so many enemies. And
especially when things get chaotic and you're looking for like a very specific material, like you're trying to get the heck out of there, but it's like you're fighting the environment in terms of like finding the visual cues of where everything is, and it's like it's already chaotic enough. You don't have to you don't have to make it even harder in that.
You don't have to make it an almost simulation. Like, oh, you gotta look, because there are clues to see it, but you have to like be looking out very carefully for it, because if you don't miss it or your flare doesn't illuminate it at the right place, or if there's no like light to begin with, it's troublesome.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you brought it up, Nox. So
Yeah, and I know that, of course, my class, it's like, especially my class, like I'm using flares all the time, and I
Yeah.
still have like trouble. Like 70% of the time I'm playing through, it's like fine. It's just like that 30% of the time, like with the visual stuff. I feel like they did it really good for like the nitro. Like it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
easy to identify that.
Yeah, that one,
Mhm.
that trust's the only one that sticks out that you can easily recognize, but everything else I have to actually like look around. I'm like,
Yeah,
is that
squint a
Ethernet?
bit.
Is that pearl? Is that is that like a
Yeah.
beer crafting ingredient, or is that something I actually need? More kite? What's that?
Yes. It's
Uh,
just it's stuff obviously they can do. It's not nothing super hard, but I would like to see in the future. How
Okay.
about you, Tubby? What is your second thing you dislike?
All right, my second thing, and by the time this podcast goes up, it's this second thing is probably already going to be fixed.
mhm.
It's going to be like irrelevant by the time this podcast goes out. But I do not agree with the decision of them keeping the cave leech. the
Oh
one
my
enemy
gosh.
in the game. Okay, maybe not the one, but one of the few enemies in the games that can literally lock you down, pick you up, and you literally can't do anything. You're CC'd to death.
Mhm.
I do not agree with the decision of them keeping that enemy in the game. As of right now, during our entire play session of playing this game for about 2 months, the cave leech was bugged to the point where it would no longer give off an audio cue when it was coming after you. So if you
Yeah.
look back at any of our play sessions, most of the times when we would fail a mission is mostly because of a cave leech just randomly picking one of us
That's
up.
stupid. Yeah, I even had an app or a mod that made the cave leech sound like a meme, so I would know for sure. And not once have I heard it go off. Like
Yeah, my
when it
mind was
grabs
broken for
someone.
the sound too.
Oh, really? Not
Yeah,
even the mod was able
can
to.
fix now. Yeah, because I was like, I'm pretty sure there
Interesting.
had to be a visual or audio cue for a leech. I mean, there's one for the little one that those flyers that grab you. There's an
Yeah.
audio cue for them. And of course for the Stingtail, the squeaky toy. So I'm surprised. I thought maybe that was just a cave leech, but no. Apparently, I just found out, through Tubby that apparently it's a bug or something like that. So I'm like,
Yeah, no,
oh,
Noxa was the one that brought up to me at first because
oh,
I kept I
okay.
kept complaining. I was like, why the heck would they design an enemy that is very hard to see already in this game? Put him in the
And what if-
ceiling and he doesn't even make any sound. He's like a freaking ninja. And then Nox
There's
was like
only
showing me what the original sound was. I was like, oh,
what was the original sound? I'm curious now.
it was like, hey, I'm coming to get you.
Oh, that's
No, I'm just
scary.
kidding.
Yeah.
I don't know what the original sound is.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's better than just dead silence. So yeah,
But it was very distinct. I don't know I can't remember what it
It's
was.
like a hiss.
Yeah. Okay.
like
So
a,
it's like a snake.
like a snake.
Yeah.
Like a snake whispering in your ear. Okay. But yeah, that is the one thing I did not like. If especially if it is an enemy that can literally just lock you down, aka the no fun police. Like that type of bug, literally and figuratively, is something that they should have just removed out of the game until they actually fixed it. Because it's just
Apparently
like,
it's like a reoccurring bug too. This happened like multiple times throughout like different patches.
oh really? It's always the cave leech.
Yeah, it's only the cave leech. That's interesting.
Yeah, but
Because apparently the sound is coming. It has sound, but it comes from like the main part of it on the ceiling, so you can't hear it. It's a weird bug.
that is a very weird bug, literally and figuratively. But for stuff like that, just I don't know, if just temporarily take it out of the game until you fix the issue. I don't think I think one bug out of the 20 plus bugs in the game, I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. But yeah, that's just my thing. Their approach to addressing stuff like this, I'm not sure, were they transparent about it? Like, did they notify the community?
Oh yeah, they know. They know. They're looking into it again.
At least they're transparent about it. So I'll give them that.
Oh yeah,
They're the
they're
issue.
always
Okay,
they're
that's
always pretty
good.
transparent, and they do like streams and stuff.
You see
Okay.
that? Take notes, Turtle Rock. That's
Whoa.
Yeah, take that, Turtle Rock.
where your game died, gamers.
No, not game. Games.
Oh, sorry,
Plural.
games. The creators.
God. But yeah, that's just my thing. Again, it's probably going to get resolved at some point, but for stuff like this, and this goes for any game, Like, just don't keep it in the game at all.
I guess it depends how it's coded too. You
Yeah.
might not be able to take it out.
Yeah. Or yeah, I guess like if they take it out, it breaks other things.
I think like something like that should be like an urgent patch because that's pretty big because those like mutators where it's like increased cave leeches.
Yeah.
At least,
oh,
at
God.
least,
Please
at least
don't
like
do that.
remove that mutator.
Yeah, at least until you fix the audio bugs, or until you buff that one blue ability, the where you what was it, awareness or something? Unless you buff that or you fix your cave, please don't do such a thing yet.
Oh my God. Or yeah, even do that. Just if the bug is still present in the game, just give all players the automatic sensibility.
Yeah, until it's fixed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at least until it's fixed. Like just band-aid
like
it or
that.
something. But yeah, that's my second thing. What about you, Tail Man?
Oh my gosh, it's hard to really find anything bad I genuinely dislike about this game. But if there's another one, I know maybe this is me being a little too nitpicky. But those flares, I know it sounds stupid. I know it's the core of the game.
The ones you throw.
Yeah, I wish there was a way to at least maybe upgrade it to something different or like not different, like kind of upgrade its performance in a way. But I know that that's the reason why the Scout has the flare gun. I get it, but it's like maybe there's a way you could maybe upgrade the performance of the flares just a tad, not to like
Maybe make it brighter a little bit or reduce.
Yeah, like either make
cooldown.
it brighter at the cost of reduced cooldown, or make it
Carry an extra
not
one
as
or
bright.
two.
Yeah, or you can carry an extra one or two, but the downside is a longer recharge time between flares or something. I don't know.
I like
so
it.
you get one flare, but then the recharge time is like fast, or if you get like a full, I don't know, 4 + 6 or whatever, the recharge times are a little bit longer, or something, or make the flares, I don't know, have passive abilities or something. I don't know. Maybe they didn't do that for a reason, but I don't know. Just something you can upgrade the flares because everything else in this game is upgradable. Even the pickaxe has an upgrade. So why can't the flares get something at least? Like maybe just a +1 flare or something. I don't know.
Which they easily could do because you're right. I think it was the flares and the pickaxe in terms of equipment were the only ones that didn't have true upgrades.
Grenades.
Well, at least
Like,
the
in
grenades you had
terms-
different options. For the
Yeah,
levels.
I thought you meant like modifiers.
Or-
Modifications, that's what they're called.
Yeah, or maybe different types of pickaxes would be cool. Like pickaxe that specializes in actual mining or actual combat. I mean, it'd be pretty cool to mess with the idea.
Or maybe more options for like melee based combat. That'd be cool too. I mean, there's the Berserker perk and Vampire, but I don't think it's. I don't know. Or no. I said the flares. Sorry, that was my. Another thing is just I wish the flares had some sort of upgradability, since literally everything else you have in your arsenal can be upgraded or changed out. Or maybe you can forego all your flares and have like a better headlamp. Like the headlamp is basically nothing. Like what's the point of this thing? So that'd be cool if you could just like say, screw your flares. I'm gonna just get an upgraded headlamp that's pretty much like half or maybe close to the power of a flare of the Scout, but obviously it's not as much range. But you can at least use it so you can see wherever, like a Left 4 Dead flashlight or something. You get to see it, but others really can't. So it just depends on what you want to go for. I don't know, just something.
Yeah, just be able to just eat your flares.
Oh, that could be thing.
You yourself as a dwarf will glow.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Be so stupid.
No, like maybe flares can illuminate different I don't know, different in minerals or something. I don't know, never mind.
Something. Add some type of more utility to the
more utilities to the flares.
A glow stick, I guess. Is it a glow stick or is it a flare?
It's a flare. They're flares.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's just it's just a nitpick really. So but yeah.
Okay.
Next.
All right. So one last thing. This is one that I mentioned to Tubby and Tailman when we were playing. It would be really cool. As much as I love the perk trees, it would be. But what if?
What if
each character had a specific perk tree?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Oh.
Yeah. So like each class will have their own unique tree. This could either be in place of the current skill tree or they could just rework it entirely. I think it would just give more uniqueness and personality to the classes themselves. Of course, you have the modifications with the weapons and your overclock and everything like that, your customization for your look of your dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
But what if I have some ideas here for for the gunner? You know that show perk, Tubby?
Mm-hmm.
Why does that could just be an official perk just for the gunner itself? Because it's like the gunner is usually the one that's like the tankiest, like the one has the regenerating shield.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like that's a class that would just want to like stay by other dwarves. So no, why just not make that a permanent ability that you could just use at any time?
Yeah, I like it.
Maybe that's what also. Oh yeah. Go.
And then also a second idea I have for the gunner. What if you could carry a primary and your secondary can also be a primary, but you just lose access to your grenade slot.
Dang.
So you have firepower, but you don't have your regenerated shield or your other stuff as a gunner.
Dang.
So I was just looking at fun stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like driller, at the time I was thinking of what if you have like one drill, but the downside is or I guess upside and downside is you could carry one of your secondaries. That's obviously not the microwave one because that's a two-hander, I believe, right?
Yeah, I believe the only one that's a one-hander technically would be the Sabata and the ray gun, but the microwave.
Yeah.
Actually, they're all one-handers. Actually, now I think about it. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking, what if you could just have one drill and then one weapon in your hand? So it's like the downside is you can't drill as much, but you could drill and also like shoot at the same time.
Well, that would be a nice perk because obviously he dual wields. He's capable of dual wielding two drills, so he's dexterous enough to maybe have a way to drill and I guess slightly defend himself a little. Or something.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Or be able to launch your drill, and then when you launch it, it's on a cooldown for it to come back to you or something. I don't know.
That'd be sick.
That would be cool.
You're right though. That would be pretty good, especially because this game's been out for a couple of years now. It doesn't look like they have any plans of making a new dwarf. Just they could always just build upon the existing dwarves with some of the ideas you were mentioning.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. I was just thinking like bouncy platforms for the engineer or like flying, or you can make your tourists walk.
Dang.
What did you say, Borderlands? What do you mean?
I was thinking more about Risk of Rain too, but
Risk of Rain. Okay, I never played like
yeah. Or like a scout. What if you could just pull yourself towards an enemy or pull an enemy towards you to like save someone?
That'd be so funny.
Yeah. I don't know. And then I don't know, maybe it's because I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom. I was thinking of what if with the scout, you could just stick stuff to your flare. Like kind of like how Temmie said uses for the flare. Why can't you just stick something to your flare and have it have a random effect?
like the quark, just attach it to the flare, launch it.
Yeah.
That'd be
That's
great.
exactly what I'm saying. Just give everything some sort of some sort of utilitarian advantage.
Yeah.
Nothing to break the game, but just something that just give you a little easier time,
Yeah, it'll just make it more fun. That's the one thing that I was like doing. It's like the perk tree is cool, but it's like every time I got to the next perk tree, I thought it was gonna be something like super different, but it's like mostly just upgrades or like some small changes, like getting a pad or the hover boots little thing, or like the resupplier.
Yeah.
And the like vampire crystals or like the iron will. It's like cool stuff. But I'm just thinking like
some more
expanding that per character. Because every character can get that. But just have unique stuff for each character to expand upon an already fun like system of how each character plays already.
Question 5. What is your final verdict and final rating from 0 to 10 using a 0.5 scale? All right, for me, I think Deep Rock Galactic is a fantastic cooperative masterpiece. You got dwarves, darkness, beer, and friends. I mean, honestly, if you're looking for a fun PvE experience and you were let down by Overwatch 2 and Blizzard's false promises, look no further. Deep Rock Galactic is here for you, my fellow dwarves. Like, I mean, I wish, again, this is one of those things, I really wish there was more in-game dialogue, a little bit more sprinkled story elements here and there. Again, like I said before, similar to Left 4 Dead, for instance. But it doesn't take away from the fact that this game just makes me rock hard with satisfaction, you know what I'm saying? But, management may not always have your back, but us here, Weeboo Thugs, us fellow dwarves, we can promise you that with every single strand of hair on my beard, you will have a good time when you play this game with friends and your fellow dwarves. And that is why I am giving Deep Rock Galactic a 9 out of 10. May your beards be thick and your gold satchels heavy. Rock and stone until you bone. Hell, man. What about you, dude?
Oh man, this game, it's probably one of the better games I've played in this later of this year. It's very enjoyable. I actually found myself going back into it, even when I already kind of caught up to you guys in terms of levels and all that. I'm like, maybe I could do one more mission set, one more assignment. Maybe I could do one more thing, and the next thing I found out I'm like almost a few levels over you, and I end up doing one of the missions already that we were supposed to do on that last stream. So it's really easy to get really involved with this game and then sort of just like get invested in it, and it's just like the whole overall atmosphere of the game is so fun, and I completely enjoyed it. I love this game a lot, and I'd be down to play it some more in the future if we all felt like just rocking and stoning one day. But yeah. So that in that case, hardly anything to fault. I give this game a 9.5 out of 10.
Rock and stone.
Wow, the first non-10 again, or
first non-10.
I'm giving. What is this?
What is going on?
Who am I?
What about you, Nuxo?
All right. Well, this game is like one of the best games I played this year. One of the best like multiplayer games I played in the last few years that focuses on PvE.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we had some issues with the game's visibility. At least I did. Tubby did. And Tubman did. Also, the lack of character-specific trees, but everything else around this game for me, minus some of the bugs, it's just like amazing how the hub world is, the mission variety, the loadout customization, the different ways that you can play, and each mission is just going to feel different. The community, and one thing that we did not touch upon, which is like one of the best things that compare other, what's the word? What do they use? Live service games is the battle pass and how it's free. And not only is it free, if you do happen to miss a season, a lot of the stuff, or I should say, I think all of the stuff is just relegated to like the secret container that you can find on certain missions.
That's right. That's actually a nice touch. Yeah. Oh,
what's that?
My computer just turned on. I don't know.
Haunted.
My laptop's next to me. There we go.
So like,
I accidentally pressed the space bar and my face cam freaking. How long did it?
The way they did the battle pass is just like, I wish more live service games would do. Like, it's fair to if those games want to have a price or anything, but if we can go a step beyond, incorporate a system like that, have a way to access it later and other means, and while also having like supporter packs. This is like the first game in a while that I bought a supporter pack, like additional DLC, and it's like I had no doubts in my head if I made that purchase, if it was a mistake. I actually wanted more DLC. I was like, what? That's it?
That's it?
Because
hurry up.
I'm going to tell you the DLC that you got the supporter pack 2 with the gold mugs and the black and like
Dude, Joe got like DLC.
He was rocking rocking and stone in style.
Yeah, I was
like,
wow. Like all that DLC is more than most games like in Overwatch 2. $20 legendary, by the way. Anyway, in the end, I'm going to give Deep Rock Galactic a 9 out of 10. Give me an R. Give me an S. Give me a rock and stone.
Rock and stone. All right. So, with that said, Deep Rock Galactic gets our final average rating of
Oh,
91.6% or 27.5 out of 30. Yeah.
that's
I mean, there's a lot of people have talked about this game, and the hype is real. Definitely. If you got some friends, got some family, you're looking for a fun PvE experience, like this is the game to go to. Check it out, try it, and it's pretty cheap, isn't it? It's like friggin' like $20 or something.
let me check.
Definitely not like 60
30
or
bucks.
70.
Yeah,
30
30
bucks.
bucks.
Like that's even at that price, even without a sell, like I would say it's worth it. I'm pretty sure you guys would agree too. Like it's worth it.
Mhm.
Worth every penny.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what time it is, Nakuso?
No.
It's bonus mystery question time. Bonus
How'd you not
mystery
know that?
questions. How'd you not know that? Bonus mystery
What?
questions were prepared ahead of time by everyone here, but no one knows who or what will be asking the question. I'm gonna bring up the wheel of mystery. We're gonna spin it. Let's see who it lands on.
Better not.
Spinning the wheel in 3, 2, 1, spin. Oh,
Please.
freak!
Please don't be me.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Hey,
god.
look, it's Tailman again. Well, look what we have here.
If it isn't the consequences of my actions, dang.
Isn't it Tailman again? It's almost like the wheel is rigged.
Yeah, you better not be. I swear if I find out it is.
All right, Tailman, what is your bonus mystery question?
I'm gonna be real. I didn't think of one. All right, what weapon? I was kidding.
What weapon would you bring
Would you
into your
choose?
door?
No, okay, no. For actually, I am curious.
Uh-oh.
If you were held to like the standards of the in-game mechanics, you can't really quote unquote die. You'll just end up in the in the med bay type deal. Would you really be willing to work at a place like Deep Rock Galactic, like for real? Like I would. Oh wait, I already answered my question. No, but would you be?
Wait, what?
Would you be willing to work at a place like Deep Rock Galactic in real life?
Wait a second.
In
Hold-
real life?
Yeah,
Do you mean like with the bugs?
Yeah, like you actually this like what we do in Deep Rock Galactic, if it was real somehow, and all the mechanics in the game are also the same in real life, you can't die, quote unquote. You'll just somehow magically end up in the med bay by some unknown means. And you get access to all the weapons and all that, but basically you're actually physically there as your actual 9 to 5 quote unquote job.
Hmm.
Would,
All right.
would you work there? And it doesn't have to be pertain to any sort of class system. Would you just work at a job like that in general, like in real life, with all the other amenities and
How
mechanics
much
in
do I
that
get
game?
paid?
We'll discuss
That is
that
a
with
good-
upper management.
Yeah, you have to discuss it with upper management. Basically, would you take the job?
Would you take the job? You got your offer letter. Will you take it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the 60 seconds, and then we'll reconvene to answer your question.
Okay,
Okay.
and if you were to, would you go with one of the pre-established classes as if that's their offering for, or would you make your own thing, or mix and match between whatever? There we go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now it's getting creative.
Yeah, see
Alright.
that way you're not limited to just Gunner, and you could take elements of others that you would make for your own ideal setup if you were to work there at the job. So for sure you have everything you think you'd need, and and all that. So yeah, if you were to take the job, would you, and how would you set yourself up in that job? There we go.
Okay. All
So-
right. Starting the 60-second timer now. I like this. I like this job interview. For me, no. I wouldn't take the job. No way.
That's fair.
No
That's
way.
fair. That's perfectly fair.
With
After what
companies
we've seen.
like this, I mean, you could see the red flags everywhere, dude. The companies like this, upper management would be living hell to work under. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
did you
that's
see the way
perfectly
he was treating them, and the way he would just like talk down on them? Like,
Well, here's the thing. He's just mission control. He's not even in charge. Upper management would be a lot worse, I'd imagine.
dude, exactly. So it's probably even worse. He's probably even under much more pressure.
Yeah,
than
just
the
to
amount of
make
pressure he's putting on us. Yeah.
make everything work.
Plus, it's like okay. I remember you're mentioning that you technically can't die. However, you would still feel the pain of everything coming at you. The sting tail wrapping its disgusting tail around your torso and it pulling you back. You're getting violated by the
or getting exploded, by the freaking detonator.
Getting exploded, getting vomited on, just like the bugs just dumping you. I don't think I would
acid or something.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to work in a place like that, to be honest. Like, I mean, it would be fun. Like, I would give it like a week just to see what it's like.
Intern status.
Yeah, sure. Like volunteer, why not? But living there or making that my job 9 to 5 every single day, upper management yelling at you and bugs trying to touch you in places you don't want to be touched. I don't think so, dude.
Probably losing your limbs or something. I don't know. All right. That's like I said. I was wondering if you guys would like to work, and that's a perfectly legit answer. That's understandable.
Yeah, it's realistic. I wouldn't do it. Would I do it temporarily, just for the experience? Hell yeah. Long term? Hell no.
No amount of grace is gonna save me from this. That's
dude. There's no way. There's just no way. There's just freaking those bugs.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're coming after all the dwarves. Like they don't mess with them. They're scary.
Yeah, actually, there's actually lore behind that. Actually, I just looked into it, but I'll mention it after the thing. So
okay, but yeah, that's my answer. No, if it was temporary for like a week, sure.
Yeah, maybe.
And I would, of course, I pretty much just run the same class I was running.
Gunner. Yeah. All right, that's fair.
I got a 2 months work experience already, so I think I would slide right in.
There we go.
How about you, Town Man?
Would I work there? Hell yeah. I know it sounds scary, but it just I wouldn't mind it. I think I would probably fit in with the chaos in that kind of job. I know it sounds like it's kind of bad, but the way they handle their workers there reminds me of Amazon. So it's like, okay, that's cool.
Wait, but didn't you leave Amazon?
No, they fired me.
Yeah, but then you were getting tired of it, right?
Yeah, but at least here I get to shoot guns. So
you're right. That's true.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Here I couldn't do that here, and I'd probably end up in prison. But not here. If I'm mad, that spider's going away. I'm choosing violence now, boys. So at least I have an outlet for my anger. So, but yeah, I would take the job, and if I were to do it, regarding all the stuff, man, you catch me at the bar drinking some Leaf Lovers. So, if I were to,
you just said that.
I want to cause some controversy in the comments. So, Leaf Lovers all the way, baby. Or can I get a hashtag Leaf Lovers special watered down in the comments? No, if I were to work there, I would definitely keep my class. I'd be the driller. However, I would swap out my secondary, from the pistols to probably one of the primaries that the engineer uses. Probably one of the shotguns, or maybe the deep core 40 millimeter. Or some sort of grenade launcher in case or maybe replace the saucer charge with one of those too, or something. But basically, I pretty much run what I ran as the driller per se.
Okay.
Keep it reliable. Maybe swap out one or two things for another weapon or utility, but that's about it. Yeah, I definitely work there. For how long I don't know, but I'll definitely work there. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Next.
Wow, I would work there. I would actually.
Oh, okay, huh?
Okay.
As a bartender.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. I should have been more specific with the
Yeah,
job
yeah,
title.
yeah. Gotcha.
That's a good one.
No, he got
Yeah,
me
the
there.
Abyss Bar. I'm just gonna be crafting weird drinks. You know.
Playing
Uh,
Flappy Boot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be flossing while
It's
drinking.
Jenny Boot, okay?
Oh, Jenny Boot. Yeah, I'm just gonna be doing stuff in the base. I'm just gonna see like the dwarves that come around, and I'll just see the weird stuff that's happening. I just want to see it from my point of view. How weird does that look? Probably really awkward, but it would definitely make it entertaining for like each day to see like the weird random stuff happening.
Same for dwarves.
Yeah.
Flossing.
Hey man, you're just what is it called? You're just making the drink, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just making a drink.
That's smart. Good answer.
Yeah.
damn, I should have been more specific. If you're a part of the mining crew, there we go.
Hey,
God,
you can't change it.
no,
You
I know.
found the
I should have been more. I know. I should have been more specific with that question. Dang it! Hate it when he does that. All right,
that's
quick
it for
question.
me.
If you had to be in the
Hey, no.
No.
That's it.
yeah.
I'm out. 1 week
I'm the only
notice.
one-
Already sent it out.
I'm the only one willing to get my hands dirty. I see how it is.
I am. I'm getting my
Yeah.
hands dirty. I
With
had to brew.
alcohol. And besides, actually, Nakaso might even have a more dangerous job because some of those drinks are very unstable.
Yeah.
Actually,
I have
no,
to be
that
very
is true.
careful.
He's just as at risk as he is with those drinks as we are with the glyphids.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, man, thank you for the question. I'm very disappointed it wasn't the weapon one, as usual.
I know. What if you could choose one weapon for the deep rock? What would it be? That's like our default.
It was like when we haven't used it like the past couple podcasts.
Yeah, I thought it was a
It's
staple.
all
of the
good. It's
channel.
all good. Maybe one day we'll bring it back. But
For the meeting.
yeah, that concludes this episode of Video Game Book Club. Thank you for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this podcast, feel free to like, follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, Patreon, whatever platform you can find us on. Links in the description box below. With that said, take care, have a good one, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Video Game Book Club. Say goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
See
everyone.
ya.
Rock and stone.